So, it's 11:24 at night, and if I'm on these Instagram stories, you guys already know what's going on. So, today, I'm going to be talking about love, something I don't know anything about. But we're going to talk about it because 2019 is literally like almost a little more than 24 hours away, which is crazy, scary, pretty cool. So, I'm gonna be talking about love. Like I said, I don't know anything about it. I'm only 15, so I can only go off of what I've experienced so far, and I can only tell you what I've read off Tumblr. And that is a feeling, and I know a lot of people be like, no, love is not a feeling. Love is a feeling. You feel like you're in love with something or someone. You don't. It's not necessarily an action. Your actions define your love, not your love. Your action. You get what I'm trying to say. You pick up what I'm putting down. Because I don't even pick up what I'm putting down. But love can be complicated. It can be. It can be so many things. It shouldn't be hatred. It shouldn't be staying up late at night crying because you don't think you're good enough. It shouldn't be hating yourself because you don't feel perfect enough. So, like I said, love can be so many things. And there's so many things that it can be, and there's so many things that it can't be. Like I said, it can't be staying up at night crying, because that's not love. That's being held down. That's you being in love with someone and the other person not loving you back. Because when you're in love, you shouldn't always go to bed wondering if you're good enough. You shouldn't always go to bed wondering if you guys are going to make it through the next day, because if you are, then that's not love. And I don't mean like if you get in a fight, you're like, you can't worry, because you can worry, but if you're to get in a fight with someone and you both really love each other, you will work it out. You will work it out, and that's how it works. If you're in love with someone, the only way it can be true love is to have problems. If you were to fall in love with someone and everything be absolutely perfect, something would be wrong. Someone would be doing something or lying about something. But if there's arguments and there's fights, it shows that there's progress. It shows that there wants to be progression. It shows that it wants to be made better. If someone does something that the other person doesn't like, and they say something about it, and it turns into an argument, it shows that the other person really just cares, and not so just being an insecurity so much as they care, and they don't want to lose you. They're not doing it just to nag you and make you feel bad. They're doing it because they care and they're scared to lose you. But if like someone gets mad at you because you embarrass them in front of your friends, that's not love. This is not, I don't know what that is, but that's something that should not even exist. Because if you're in love with someone, you should never be embarrassed by them. They should never be embarrassed by you. Like, it doesn't matter who you're around. If they're trying to impress their friends with you, that's not love. You don't use your lover or significant other to show who you are, what you have, or you don't use your lover. If you love someone, you do not use them. That is one thing I absolutely hate, is when people use their lovers thing. When you are in love with someone, you love them as an entire person. You love their sad moments, their happy moments, their highs, their lows, their everything, the quirkiness, the everything. That's what you do when you're in love with someone. Flaws in a relationship are expected. But when the flaw affects the significant other, you need to rethink something, because something isn't right. You should never be in a relationship with someone that hurts you, whether it be mentally, physically, emotionally, verbally. Never. Ever. If there is okay, let's say this. We got these remotes, okay? This is the girl, this is the boy. Let's say the girl is super loyal. Not to be stereotypical or anything like that, or, you know, girl power or whatever, because it goes both ways. But let's say the girl is super loyal and the guy is a cheater, and he's always been forever. This is a huge flaw. This is a major flaw, because his cheating can affect the girl. I don't know how many girls I've met that have been cheated on that completely have either hated themselves or have not been able to be in a relationship and it be how it was before that guy. Or they get in relationships and they cheat themselves. Like, I've never met someone like that. And me personally, I used to get cheated on all the time. It was a thing. It's kind of a thing. But I remember it would hurt so badly and I'd feel so imperfect about everything. I feel like I was missing something that the girl had that I didn't. And most of the time it was always because, especially in middle school, it was always because she was more sexual than I was. Because I'm a child of God. I do things, but I don't do things. So it's, especially when it can have a huge toll on somebody. And I don't think guys really recognize that or realize that, or girls, because I have met a few guys that have been cheated on that they're just like, I can't say I love you anymore. I can't. It's every inch of them you love. Whether they have this scar that runs down their chest, if you're in love with them, it's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. If they have a giant birthmark on their leg, it can be the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. If they're missing something, like an arm, a leg, fingers, lips, whatever, teeth, it's beautiful to you. And that's how it is when you're in love with somebody. If you're in love with somebody and they have the biggest unibrow ever, it's the most attractive thing to you because you're in love with. Like I said, if you're in love with somebody, you love everything about them. Even when they're extremely sad and possibly even suicidal. Okay, obviously you don't love them being suicidal, but you love them even when they are sad. And even when they are suicidal, because that's a flaw, and you love that flaw because it shows that they're human. You can't just fall in love with a good and not expect there to ever be a bad. Like, I'm always ugly. But if someone were to love me when I actually tried to get ready, which is when I do my makeup and I actually put like actual clothes on that aren't like tights or something, compared to when I just throw leggings on, or just my hair's not even brushed, my bangs are pinned back, and I don't wear makeup. They gotta be able to love the me trying and the me about equally. They can love one more than the other. No, they can't. They have to love them both the same. They can like one more than the other. They can think you're beautiful in one way more than one way than them. So in that last segment, I had a little brain fart. But like I was saying, if someone were to love me when I actually just tried, and they didn't love me when I look how I do every day, that's not love. You can like one more than the other. Like, if they were to like me being lazy more than they like me getting dressed, that's okay. If they were to like me getting dressed up more than they like me being lazy, because I'm lazy a lot, that's okay. Or sometimes it's even, if it's the other way around, if I were to always dress up and barely ever be lazy, it can be the same. They have to love me both ways. Whatever I do more and whatever I do less, they have to be okay. It really is like yin and yang, where you can never have some good without evil, and you can never have some evil without good. There's always has a soft spot spot for something. Like the toughest guy ever could have the softest spot for his mom, for his baby brother, for his baby sister, for his dog, for his cat, for his hamster, for anything. Everybody always has a weakness. For some people, it's that girl that they met on the bus. It's that guy that stopped to help them pick something off the highest shelf they couldn't reach. It's the kid that stopped the bullies from shoving you into the toilet. It could be anything. Everybody has a soft for something, whether it be an inanimate object or an animate object, because I know some people have a soft spot for stuffed animals. That's a thing. Or shoes. Like, they have an incredibly soft spot for shoes. You really can't have some good without evil, and you can't have some evil without good. Because when you have too much good, something is bound to go wrong. You can never, and this is going to sound so harsh and depressing, but you feel like God will always give you more better, happy days. Even if you have to find the tiniest thing in those days to be happy, He will always give you a happy day. That's just God, being God. And by me saying that, from like the last other segments, by me saying that they have to like everything about you, they have to love everything about you. They may not always agree with it, but they like it. Like, back to my example of me dressing up and me not dressing, or me dressing up and me not dressing up. They can disagree with me dressing up. Oh, crap, wrong hand. They can disagree with me dressing up, and they can disagree with me being lazy, but they have to love it. Otherwise, they don't love me. But there's always something that someone's gonna love about you. And okay, back to the sentence. So let's get on with it. Interest in Instagram. And if I mess with my bangs, I'm sorry, I might get a clip up in the back. Because, you know, they're still really, really short. They may not look bad, but to me, I don't like them. Okay, so to the team. I'm going to be talking about love. And I know when I make these videos, they're normally based off something that happened to me recently. But in all honesty, recently I haven't been in love. I care about him. I cared about him a lot. And I mean, I obviously messed up a lot. And I feel like that's why I'm talking about it, talking about love. Because I want people to know the difference between liking somebody and loving someone. And what it's like to be haven't. And I know some of you are going to be like, well, what about Theo? And I was getting to that point. I wasn't necessarily in love with him. It's not that I didn't. Real relationship versus just being in a relationship because you like someone. Or not because you like, but because you like someone. And there's two, I'm sorry, I'm going to keep messing with my bangs. There's two major differences between liking and loving. Like, two differences between loving and lusting. Like, there are huge differences. Or hating and strongly disliking. There's a difference between the two. And in all honesty, I haven't been in love with someone in like 2 months. Which sounds like a long time. But it's not. It feels like yesterday, honestly. But back to love. Gotta catch 'em all.